Επόμενη ημέρα λοιπόν στις σχέσεις της Τουρκίας με την Ελλάδα αλλά και τις Ηνωμένες Πολιτείες. Στον απόϊχο του καταστροφικού σεισμού μίλησε στο SKAI και στον Χριστόδουλο Αθανασάτο ο Αμερικανός βουλευτής Πάππας. Διαβεβαιώνει πάντως ότι οι όροι που θέτει το Κογκρέσο στον Ερντογάν για τα μαχητικά F-16 δεν αλλάζουν.
Are you concerned about a potential escalation between Turkey and Greece in light also of the elections in Turkey, regardless of the earthquake and the humanitarian aid to Turkey?
Certainly, the crisis in Turkey in the wake of the earthquake is just heartbreaking. But we have to make a difference between our support for the Turkish people and the Turkish government, which is not behaving as the rest of the NATO alliance behaves. And I think where we have seen aggressive action, where the Turkish government has threatened war against its neighbors, that's not something that we can just let slide. Because if they're allowed to get away with statements like that, they're only going to push further and further.
27 senators signed a letter to President Biden claiming that Congress is unlikely to approve fighter jet upgrades for Ankara if it fails to advance Sweden's and Finland's bids to join NATO. As far as you are concerned, would you also think differently if Turkey considers a different approach regarding Sweden and Finland?
The concerns around the NATO membership of Sweden and Finland is just one of many concerns that we have with the Turkish government. It goes well beyond that to their territorial overflights of Greece and to the way that they're violating the sovereignty of Greece and Cyprus. You know, while there is a group of bipartisan senators that have concerns around this particular NATO membership issue, I think there are many more members of Congress who have concerns well beyond that about how the Turkish government is behaving right now. And we're going to continue to work on this issue. I know Senator Menendez, who's chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, maintains veto power over F-16 sales and has indicated he wants to try to block this sale.
We all remember what happened with the NDAA provision blocking of F-16 sales to Turkey. Turkish propaganda talked about a victory because the original amendment was not retained in the final version. What would you like to respond to these claims?
Well, there was no victory for Turkey. In fact, it was a pretty strong statement on a bipartisan basis by both the House and Senate that NATO members should not be conducting territorial overflights over other NATO members.